Hi, we're here with Jeanie, and her quilt, Flights of Fancy, took third place in the miniature category. Thank you for being with us today.
Oh, you're most welcome. Glad to be here.
Can you tell us, how did you do this center design we see here?
So the center design was actually a design created in software, Kaleidoscope Creator software, and the entire center square is actually printed on inkjet fabric.
Okay, and you created that, correct?
I created the software, yes.
Yes.
I took the photo that was used in this. It started as a picture of red banana leaves.
Okay.
And then I ran it through. This is one of the really fancy shapes that we have in the software, but the whole square was printed.
Wow, very impressive.
Thanks.
Now talk about the border a little bit here.
The border, I wanted it to be intricate, but I didn't want it to take away from the center design, which was kind of tough. So I did digitize it, and I ran it a lot of times actually through the software to get the mirrored images. And then when I stitched it out, I did like 9 different stitch outs with different colors of thread to see what exactly was going to highlight when you stepped back. And that was probably the most frustrating part of the whole process.
So of the color choices then, you would say that's probably the most difficult, getting that?
For me personally, I have had the hardest time with thread color choices. You know, I feel like when I create a quilt, the colors of the fabric I love. That's very easy for me to figure out, but for some reason the thread, my inclination is to try to match the thread colors with the fabric. But when I do that, everything flattens out and it's almost uninteresting. So if I'm choosing thread colors that you would think would clash, I think that it creates just a little bit of dissonance in the wavelengths, and it causes everything to sparkle.
And pop right out
Yeah.
at you.
Yeah.
So what did you find more difficult, doing that center or doing the border? That's a tough
Boy,
one.
the color choices for both were really, really tough. I'll just say that. I mean, it was all digitized, and the center was more difficult in that I really had to line everything up. So, you know, I had the printed square, but then I had to get that very intricate design to line up in an embroidery hoop. So that added a little bit of challenge with that, but in terms of color choices, I think they were both just as tough.
So if someone were interested in finding what you use, where would they go to? They
could go to our website, calcollections.com. That's K-A-L collections.com. And we have actually digitized these designs, so they can purchase the software to create the design and print it, as well as the embroidery designs to do all of the stitching.
Now, do you have any of your work up there too that they can see that you've created?
Yes, I have. Yes, yes. I'm still working on a lot of samples using the embroidery. So obviously, I started small.
So now, do you only do small, or do you do large as well?
No, I will be doing large. I actually had a larger one hanging in a different show, but it wasn't actually, no, it was hanging in my booth. And so it's not quilted yet, but it will be, and then yes, I really hope to have it.
So have you ever thought about having a booth?
I do have a booth.
You do have a booth?
Yes.
Okay.
We've been in Paducah for like 5 years.
Well, I'm going to have to stop by and check that out. Now, so will we see a larger one in one of our shows, possibly?
I sure hope so.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to it.
Look for it next year here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks.